This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, discounted prices, miniaturemarket.com.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. It's fall, it's October. It's about time right now for the World Series to start. The playoffs are in full force, so great timing for the 3 new expansions to come out for Baseball Highlights 2045. My favorite deck building game, one of my favorite games of all time. It's by Eagle Gryphon Games, designed by Mike Ftizgerald. So I'm going to take a look at these 3 different expansions, show you my favorite cards of each of them, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on the other side. All right, here are some of the cards from the Home Cookin expansion. There's 15 total cards. I'm not going to show you all of them. I'm going to show you the different abilities that come in this expansion. So most of these have to do with being home or in extra innings or some other conditional type of things. For example, this one here is Screwball, cancel all hits versus any player if you're in extra innings. This one, cancel all hits if you're a home team and you have 2 cyborgs in your play stack. And on the right, I just love this one, Cyclebot. Quick Eye single if versus Cyborg, then threaten a double, triple home run. Over here, Rally Relief. If behind, you can replace this player with the first Cyborg drawn from the free agent deck. Middle ones, it's a Sinker Ball, cancel all hits versus any player if your home team, and a base runner on second or third, another different conditional type of thing. And on the right, a Sacrifice Bunt. I like this new ability. The lead base runner advances 1 base, and this person's then, threatening a single. And there's some females in the game now. Nolan Seeger here. Home Cookin, double if you're the home team. The next one is a Hero, home run if in extra innings. And Robot AI, home run if versus a glove. So if the player that you're playing against has a glove on the top, meaning they had just played it on their last card, you can come back that with a Robot AI and do some certain things. That's all I'm going to show you for the Home Cookin. There's more cards here. There's 15 total. I just showed you 9 of them. Let's go to the next one. Now here are some cards from the Double Trouble expansion. Again, this is 15 cards. I'm just going to show you about 9 of them. These are conditional. Some of them can work together. Some of them might not be able to work together. For example, lead off double if this is your first card played, and then a hero triple if it's in extra innings. So 2 different times you could use that. Hold if behind, cancel all hits versus any player. Closer if ahead, cancel all hits versus any player. So very interesting, taking the hold and the closer, putting those together. I love that one. And this is one interesting. So glove, cancel 1 hit, and if the first glove cancels a home run, you can cancel another hit. So I like how that one's conditional, kind of working together. Here we have Rally. If behind, you get a double, and then you get a clutch single. So if you're behind, you're getting a double and a clutch right in a row. That's really cool. Sacrifice, lead base runner gets 1 base. And you then put the pinch runner on, replace all base runners with fast base runners. It's great if you have a slow person on first, you drop this bunt, and then he becomes fast. So that's kind of cool. And then, hey, another girl in the game, cool. Knuckleball, reduce all hits by 1, and if ahead, cancel all hits versus that player. The last 3 I'll show from this expansion, Double Trouble, Spitball, cancel all hits versus Cyborg, and Screwball, cancel all hits versus any player if in extra innings. Quick Eye single if versus Cyborg, and then a home run if in extra innings. And Glove, cancel a hit, and Heroes, single and single if in extra innings. Those are some of the flavor of this expansion. Now the last one I'm going to show you is for the Ball Parks expansion. Each player at the beginning of the game gets 2 of these. They secretly select it. They discard the other one face down, and then they flip it up. And essentially, depending on what you've taken, green ones are good for offense, red ones are good for defense. So for example, this one is a large park. So when this team is the home team, when placing the threatened hits, all home run threatened hits become double if you do a free agent check that matches that type of batter. So you'd go and as you're placing the people to threaten, you do a check off the top of the free agent deck. If it matches the batter, then home runs become doubles because it's a large park. Where conversely, here when placing threatened hits, all doubles become home runs if it matches the batter type. So you would, again, as you're putting the threatened hits down, you would check the free agent deck. If it matches, then it would be a threatened home run instead of double. Here's 2 more. High Pitcher's Mound. When playing a Cyborg, cancel all hits versus any player if you do a free agent deck check and it is a Cyborg. Low Pitcher's Mound. When playing a Cyborg, the Cyborg cannot affect any threatened hits if you do draw a Cyborg off the top of the deck. And the last 2 I'll show you here in this expansion. Sold Out, Lucky Fields. I like this. Winning team gets +2 revenue for the buy round. Real Grass. When playing any type of glove, Improve the glove to Magna Glove if you do a free agent deck check and you get a natural. So that's a flavor of what these do. There's 10 total cards in this expansion. All right, well, there's Baseball Highlights 2045, the 3 new expansions. So let me go through each of them and tell you what I thought about them. In general, this set of expansions continues to add the replayability of Baseball Highlights 2045. I love these types of expansions where 2 of these 3, you can just add in with all the other cards you have, and they'll just organically work their way in. You only have to teach the rules for those cards when they come up. So yes, some of these cards are definitely more for experienced players, or they're a little bit harder to teach. They're more situational. There's more things going on, especially Double Trouble where there's 2 of them. But again, since they're only coming up 10 at a time, and you can teach them as they come out. So I just love expansions that do this. They don't really add any extra rules until they're, till it's time to teach them, but they add a lot of replayability. So there's 30 of those cards that you can just add right in and play right away. So let's go through each of these. Double Trouble. I love there was some promo cards that for the first time saw 2 different immediate actions. And so now this Double Trouble, they all have 2 immediate actions. Some of them work with each other. Some of them are completely conditional and you'd probably never use one versus the other. That one with the closer where you could use, if you're ahead, cancel all hits. If you're behind, cancel all hits. It was like an unbelievable close. I thought that was cool. For some of them, you're going to pick one or the other. In my King Yaz promo that had come out, they had the double, 2 different things. So I liked the double thing because the situational ones are harder to use, but if you have 2 different situations that you could use them in, I think that's cool. Home Cookin. I really like this one because I've always been, and I've read a lot of detailed forum posts about, does home field really have an advantage? Because quite honestly, I really feel like visitor actually has the advantage because you're able to play first and you're able to just like get out there and force your opponent to do certain things. You get that visitor save, which is always a good thing to have in your back pocket. Now, the home team really has the advantage only in extra innings, I think. And it can be a big advantage, but extra innings doesn't happen in every game. So I've always felt visitor team actually has a slight edge. But this will turn that on its head because now, all these cards are doing home things when you're the home team. And when these come out, we'll definitely decide whether you want to get them or not. If you're heading in sort of the last set of bye rounds, you have a bunch of home games left, it makes sense to buy them. Or if it's at the beginning of the game and you're the visitor team, buy them now. You'll know you'll have them. You can put them on deck and not use them and then put them back on the top of your pile, then use them when you're the home team. So some more strategies, and I like that they kind of beefed up the home team thing because, again, I wish it would have had more of an advantage. So this fixes sort of really the only problem I think the game has. Last one is ballparks, a completely new way to play. I like the idea of this. I like that you can select the ballpark at the beginning from 2 different ones, and I like that it's going to change the way you play. Now, with that being said, I won't play much like Coaches, which is the only expansion other than this that has come out that I don't play very often, and I definitely don't play every time I play the game. This is going to be in that. I will probably never play with ballparks unless we're playing with people that have played the game a lot. All of them have at least played a tournament because you really need to know the game to do this because it does change everything. It changes your strategy for the games. It changes your strategy for the buying. Another level of depth. So as I do like this, I think I'm only going to reserve it for experienced players, and I still probably won't use it all the time. Just because I really do like the way the base game plays. But it is an interesting thing to play with if you feel like you want a new way to play. I would use this more than Coaches, but still probably not as much, obviously, as the other cards. Any cons? Well, there's a lot of expansions out now, and it's becoming increasingly difficult for the new players to figure out which version of the game versus which version of the expansion. You have the base game, you have the Deluxe version, then you have the Super Deluxe version. The Deluxe, I think, came with the 5 expansions that first came out. Super Deluxe came out with the 7 expansions. And now there's a Grand Slam expansion pack, which is all 10 expansions. So there's a lot of confusion, I think, with people that are new to the game to go, well, what version do I get? What should I do? I think they should probably at this point just be selling the expansions separately, which I think they're doing with this, and offer the base game and the different expansion sets. So it's just going to add to a level of confusion, which is not good, but I'm still happy there's a lot of new information here. And for the con, I just mentioned ballparks. I won't play this with new players, which is a little bit of a con, but it's okay because it's not really meant for that. So that's sort of a nitpick there. But overall, wow. Anytime Baseball Highlights 2045 comes up with new stuff, I am drooling at the mouth. It's awesome. I can't wait for more. Get working, Mike. This has been the Game Boy Geek, helping you find and enjoy the next board game you'll love.
This video was sponsored by Miniature Market's Review Corner. The Review Corner features podcasts, video, and written game reviews by gamers for gamers. Miniature Market, the online gaming superstore. Thousands of board games, discounted prices. Check them out at miniaturemarket.com.